I understand.
Are you going to jail?
Why do I gotta go to jail?
Yep, you're going to jail.
Alright guys, so this is going to be the pink sauce brisket. This is a 14-pound brisket, and I got the pink sauce, and we're going to use that as a binder when we put our spices on. So first we got to trim this brisket. And it's early in the morning because that's when I start my briskets. We're going to throw the fat in the skillet. That's going to go in the smoker and it's going to render as well. And we'll then use that for wrapping a little bit later when we wrap the brisket. Trying to show my dirty sink. There you go. Try to round this off. Like this flap. No one needs that. Probably take, see, look, there's a deep knife cut right here. This is probably why this was a cheap brisket. Someone, yeah, try to clean up all that. Probably going to trim about 1 to 2 pounds of fat off. I see, like, this is like a piece of fat that's under. So it's just kind of try to round that off. And a little bit. I'm trying to round off points that you think are going to burn. Not all, you want fat on your brisket, but you don't want a big old chunk of fat. If I keep trimming, I ain't gonna have a brisket left. We trimmed about 2 pounds of fat off and roughness. And this ain't, you know, the most expensive brisket, so we're gonna leave a little fat on there. Some people don't trim the brisket. I trim a little. So for a Texas style brisket, it would just be coarse ground pepper and coarse ground salt, 50-50. Now I like to add a little bit extra, so I like a little bit of cracked pepper and garlic. Coarse ground salt, about that much. About half this bottle. It's gonna be like garlic, salt and pepper. You guys can look at that, see? Alright, let's talk about pink sauce while we're opening it. Pink sauce was created by Chef P on TikTok, and it became a whole viral sensation. The first draft of it was not so great. Did not ship well. Dave's Gourmet got with the people, and then they started making it legit and better. Basically what it tastes like to me, and this is the ingredients: ranch, vinegar, coconut, let's see, yeah, dragon fruit, canola oil, coconut cream, water, sugar, distilled white vinegar, garlic, and ranch, or metadoxons. Yeah, it's kind of like a spicy ranch. We're using it as a binder. The pink sauce as a binder. Oh, pink sauce. My baby screams. Oh yeah. No matter what you put on a brisket, 14 hours of smoking is going to make it taste delicious. But maybe there'll be subtle changes we'll notice as an experiment. So I did trim some of the fat. It looks totally untrimmed now. I like to start it fat side down, kind of protect it. Boom. A little more pink. Alright guys, let's go get the fire going. Kind of hard to see. Smoke's rising. Fire I just started using pin oak. As you can see. Alright. I haven't checked the fire in about 45 minutes. I bet it needs to be stocked up. See what temp we're at. Oh, 170. That is low. Fire needs to be stocked up. Yeah, I got slab pieces and stuff like that. Little nubs of wood. Yeah, don't burn yourself. Alright, let's let that build back up. Let's look at the meat. So she's been cooking 4 hours. Looking pretty good. Hope that bark stays on. That's always a battle. I got my renderings down here, which we'll pour over it before we wrap it. Let's see what the internal meat temp on the fatter part is. 156. So we're getting there. Probably do about another 5 hours before I wrap it. Alright, so this is our 7-hour checkup. About 165. Good layer of fat renderings to pour on it once we wrap it. So we still got about, I would say, in there 3 hours of open air smoking and building that bark, and then we're going to put her in the wrap and probably do another 4 hours just wrapped. These are giant corks. Oh yeah. Yeah, she's starting to fall apart. She's getting good, but this is what's gonna make her tender. It's wrapping her. All right, now when you get my grease. So what I do is I try to make a little boat. So this is all the fat we cut off has been rendering. Rendering down. And this is liquid gold. Now we gotta finish wrapping her. Seal her up. She's hot. Hot. There she goes. She's wrapped. And now it's just all about slow, even heat. I like to be around 200 for this part. Maybe 225 for the next 4 to 6 hours. I'm probably gonna do 4 hours because she's wet. She's been on there about 9 hours, so about 13 hours total cook time. Smelling good though. I noticed she didn't get as burnt looking. I usually use a mustard based binder, but that pink sauce kind of seemed to save it from burning. So that's good. We'll put our temp on there and get our fire up to temp. This is yeah, I don't think I've shown my stove in depth. So that's a buck stove feeding a Army Corps of Engineers. One time this was a gasoline fired oven. A veteran I knew gave it to me, and he said that you'd bake bread in it, but it tastes like gasoline. Let's see, 1951, so probably the Korean War. Yeah, so I got it for free. Gonna throw it away, coworker. And then I put this buck stove underneath it, which I got from Harbor Freight at one point. This is actually the pump house. There's a dangerous well my children kept jumping on. There's a video about it. So I built this barbecue shack in my front yard, kind of cover the dangerous well, and give me a place to sit out here and get away from the family sometimes. As we all need to. As we all need. Yeah, we're about 207, 208 right now. So that's pretty good. 240, 250-ish. I'll start closing stuff off. But once she burns down, she'll be alright. Close off some of the air to her. Alright, she's all done. We're letting her rest. I got this cup here, collecting the grease, because I don't want it to be too greasy. I'll let it rest about 45 minutes. Shrunk. She ain't pink no more. I'm really excited to see how she turned out. We'll know in a minute. Let's grab a piece and look. Look at that. Good so far. Keep cutting. Fall off the bone if there was a bone. Bark hasn't fallen off. Look at that piece. Oh yeah. Tender. So I got a little bit of bark in this piece, a little bit of fat. Wow. Delicious. Very cheap brisket, but done right, really can't tell. Yeah, right here is the best part. Right here, that's the fat pocket that I love. Flavors everything perfectly.
Oh, brisket tacos sounds good.
Yeah.
You're the brisket daddy. Yeah, I can't really taste any difference between what you normally use and this.
Yeah.
Oh, the baby likes it.
Usually I use mustard, so